Pirates of the Mesozoic with Greg Smith, Donald Von Griffin, Karen Torres, Leslie Denneberger, Lynn Montgomery, and me, the GM, Brandon Blackmore. Leslie's bopping her head as though she can hear something.
I told you. You're going to pretend to hear the music?
Well, you're doing a fantastic job. I believed it for a minute there. I'm like, wait, can Leslie hear? Oh.
Everything's going black. You can't see anything.
I was going to say, Leslie, you mean you can't hear the music? I could.
I've been hearing music all day. Oh, wait, that's in my head.
No, those are voices, dear.
Well, them too, but I get music there too.
Yeah, Brandon, why is your music telling me to kill?
Okay, so quick summary last week. You chatted with the Black Spider. You figured out his name was Seymour, that he works for the Hag of Crag Keep, which is somewhere far to the west of here, past the floating mesas and the haunted forest. Meanwhile, Marcus has helped rearrange the spiked barricades outside the town with the help of like a dozen or so, 24 townspeople, and you guys with your Jedi mind powers, and to make the town more defensible. Defensible? Yeah, defensible. And shortly after that, a Tyrannosaurus Rex attacked, and you kicked its ass, and it ran away, going yipe, 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 yipe. So,
I was just going to ask you, like,
well, it's much deeper. It's like, yipe, 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 yipe. But anyway, so there you go.
Talking sounds, since they're actually just giant chickens.
You don't laugh at a man for screaming at a chicken. They're prehistoric, for God's sake. That's from Andy Barker, PI. It's a hilarious show. It only went 6 episodes, but it was freaking hilarious. Anyway, right then, John Erlang has been laid up in bed from being more or less eviscerated by the Black Guard that were around the town's well. You guys managed to, well, disintegrate them, beat them up, cut them up, then they turned to dust. But in the process, John Erlang got grievously injured and has been laid up in bed. So he missed a lot of the stuff of last week, but you guys catch him up. And now he's feeling all better. So, now what? Don't look at me. You guys do something.
Well, how about we pull the van out? It might have some stuff we could use.
Yeah.
I tend to agree, yes.
I have plans for some of its mechanicals.
I was just going to say, I bet you do. Internal combustion engine that could actually work may work.
Do you take along any townsfolk with you? Oh, speaking of which, demographics of the town of Tranquility. Have you guys seen this? I emailed it to you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I won't repeat it. So do you take any of the townsfolk with you, or you just head out on your own?
Yeah, if any would like to help us, more hands the better. Well, assuming, of course, they don't get themselves killed along the way or on the way back. If they think that's likely, they can stay at home.
If that's how you put it. Like initially you'll get like a dozen people saying, yeah, I'd love to come, and then you say, oh, unless you think you'll die halfway there, because we don't really want that. And then like suddenly about half of the, oh, whoa, I totally forgot I had something I gotta do today. Oh wow, that laundry won't wash itself, I'd better go. Sorry. Oh, I think I left the pump running on the pump.
If only like a dozen people step forward, I'm not going to say the rest of it. I just didn't want, 3/4 of the town to think that they should come help us. And
no, they've got stuff to do. They've got stuff to do.
Yeah,
they're fishing and mending nets and working in the fields outside the town and guarding the fields outside town, because it is like super. I don't know if you quite have gathered this, but I'll throw this out there. The environment you're in is super dangerous for normal people.
Yeah.
I mean, dinosaurs that want to eat meat look at these soft pink mammals and they're like, yeah, that looks good. And then you'll get a half dozen, usually smaller ones. But you'll get a half dozen to a dozen like actual raptors, which look like the ones in Jurassic Park, but they're like half that height.
Yeah.
And
They're only as tall as a man.
no, they're like, you know, gut to waist height.
Oh,
But
okay. Just the right size for disemboweling.
it's a lizard with teeth like this. I mean, it's still a very, very scary creature. So, and a dozen of them, and they're not slow. So, so it's a dangerous environment. So you've got people guarding the people working the field,
If
not
Legend
guarding
of
them, but protecting them. Looking out, making sure nothing's or swooping down, because once in a while a pterodactyl or a pteranodon or something will swoop down and just try to pick somebody and carry them off, and then go feed them to its babies or whatever.
Actually, that explains Legend of Zelda.
What?
Have you ever attacked a chicken by accident in Legend of Zelda?
No. I've never played it. I don't know anything about it. What?
All the other chickens of the game get together and they kill you.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, then.
It's a thing. Accidentally attacking a chicken in Zelda is a death sentence.
Yeah, it's a similar thing happens in the Witcher games. Apparently, if you kill too many cows, a Minotaur shows up and beats your ass.
That's pretty funny.
I didn't have the patience for anything like that because they were.
All right. The point being that most of the people in town actually have things that they do to keep the town going.
Yeah.
But you get a half dozen people who are willing to come out with you and help you drag your wagon back from where it's in the water. So
Cool, go out and do that thing.
you go out there.
And a cartload of rope and pulleys, and
you head out toward, and it's the road to Wongguo. So you're actually heading toward Wongguo to go do that. And you spend probably a couple of hours setting up pulleys and ropes and things. Because, well, maybe not. No, I don't think a couple of hours is an exaggeration, because that's a lot of work. So, most of the people are just kind of like standing around while that's happening, where they'll like hold a pulley while you're running ropes around it.
Yeah.
You like line up half dozen people, they're all holding pulleys, and you're like going back and forth threading ropes through them and that kind of thing. But eventually, you get all hooked up, and between the townsfolk and you guys and Dr. Anna and Erlang Shen, and Michael with the Jedi mind trick pulling the thing out of the water.
Lifting it up, we pull it forward.
Lifting it past those rocks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it will transform, shapeshift into like an ogre, maybe.
Sure.
Brawn of 5 and agility of 1 to help pull it out.
Sure.
Yeah, between all of us, we should get it out with ease.
Yeah. Isco, Francisco, aka Isco, turns into something. It looks like that cave troll from Lord of the Rings, except Chinese. Or it's Chinese, right? No. What ethnicity is Iskandar? I mean, is that is that Arabian?
It's Arabian, yeah. Most of Freets and genies are Arabian mythos.
Okay, perhaps, but what you're thinking of is what humans think of as the Freets. So that's not what I'm thinking of, though, because I'm thinking Francisco. We're thinking of the movie, and then the movie Lord of the Rings, and some big like troll ogre type thing, and then Iskandalar will then say, okay, well here's what we are then, and you turn into it was almost kind of cartoonish.
Well, all right then. Great big strong humanoid monster guy. So yeah, long story short, you pull the thing out of the water. It's up on.
I'll comment to somebody, you don't even need to rub a lamp.
And then it's on the ground. Michael lets it drop back down to the ground once you guys get it past all the rocks and things. Of course, you can't start it. The engine's
Well, we knew
completely
that.
flooded.
But
And-
no, that's the next process is pulling out the glow plugs, turning over the engine by hand 2 or 3 times.
How long are you picturing that taking?
At worst 2 or 3 hours.
All right, cool. Well, you get out there in the morning, you
'Cause,
take
I
a break
mean,
for lunch. You've got it out of the water. You've disassembled a bunch of the engine. You break for lunch. Everybody's like eating essentially
Yeah.
dinosaur sushi and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, you eat a lot of like Mexican food if it was made out of dinosaurs and prehistoric fish. So that's basically kind of like dinosaur burrito, dinosaur bean and
Yeah.
cheese tostada. um, anyway, so and then after lunch you get back to work on the engine,
The Don Al Pastor.
pretty much, and fish. You have a lot of fish too because they do fish stuff out of the ocean.
Fish tacos.
The fish doesn't
Well,
keep as well. So.
I said while you're working on cleaning the engine, you might want to think about how you want to convert it to steam, because that's what we're going to need.
Also, fish does keep if you salt the hell out of it.
Oh,
And
well, there you go.
If
And
you
we're
buy the
gonna
ocean,
have
you
a
get
whole
plenty of
lot of
salt.
We're gonna have a whole lot of salt left over from that desalinization.
Right. So the people also have salted fish jerky, basically.
But no, the thing is that the diesels will run on vegetable oil.
All right.
And that's the original motor was made to run on I think peanut and olive blend is what they were using in Germany at the time. But anyway,
Okay. So you're working on that. There's only so much other people can help you with that. Like Michael's helping you a bit with it, but other than that, oh, and actually, isn't Isco kind of mechanically inclined?
Yeah, more jack of all trades. Nothing specifically. You can help with a lot of different things.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
he'll help out. whatever Captain John needs help with,
so Captain John's doing most of the decision making and the detail work, and Michael and Isco are helping out, and you guys are like taking stuff apart and cleaning pieces and cleaning the salt water out of things.
yeah, literally turning the engine over to literally pump the salt water out of the cylinders.
And everybody else is just kind of like hanging out. So before I kick you in the door and start shooting at you, Dr. Anna and John Erlang, are you doing anything fun or interesting while these other guys are working on the
Keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we
Help
need.
with the
I'm
truck.
assuming some of the villagers who are with us are probably keeping an eye on things too, in a way.
Oh yeah, they all brought rifles, and they have been freshly supplied with bullets.
Bullets,
Thank you very
yeah.
much. So
More importantly, they not only brought rifles, they brought ammunition.
yes,
Yep.
So you've
Because
got
empty rifles are only so helpful.
you got a few say you've got a half dozen with you.
I was gonna say it's not the retaking of St. Petersburg where one man gets a rifle, the other man gets the ammunition.
So you've got a half dozen townspeople with you. 2 of them have shotguns, the other 4 have rifles, and all of them have ammunition supplied by Michael. So yay! So they feel pretty confident about their ability to repel the dinosaurs that will inevitably try to eat you, because that's pretty much the topic. It takes like you left early in the morning, so you get there around 10, because it takes like 3 or 4 hours to get there. You're about midway between Tranquility and Wongguo. So you left early, like at 6. And then you get out of the water, you break for lunch, you take stuff apart. So it's probably like 2 in the afternoon. Everybody's not relaxed exactly, but it's kind of social. It's kind of pleasant.
Probably just about getting to the point where we can start putting things back together, kind of thing.
Then
Dun dun dun.
a big group of people show up on the road and like walk through the trees, because you're on the coast, and then there's like a short, rocky, gritty. It's not sand and it's not rocks. It's like very small rocks.
Shingle. Shingle.
Okay. What is shingle?
Shingle is basically just a pebble beach or a rock beach.
There you go. So it's that kind of beach, and you guys are working on it. and then through a stretch of essentially palm trees and ferns, there's the actual road to Wongguo. Well, a bunch of people walk through that canopy. And see if I can find a good picture.
They are
for you.
people and not something.
They are people. Yes. Let me see if I can find a good picture. Oh, hey, this is good. This is what they look like. They look like this. I'm surprised I found something so quick. Usually it takes me like 10 minutes.
They're the Wongguo people.
Yeah, and at the head of them is General Wu. Well, actually, would he come on his own? He would, because this is important. So, let me see if I can find. Where's General Wu?
And they're armed like that?
Mainly spears. You got some guys with crossbows, but it's mainly spears.
Well, they shouldn't shoot at us. They're theoretically friends.
They're not charging out of the green spears aimed at you to attack you. They're just walking out of the trees toward
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll be happy to see him because I've met these guys before.
you. And this is General Wu. I'm sorry, General Hu. And he's out in front because he's that kind of general. And he's just like, and he's. I'm not sure how much of this is a stereotype, and I don't really want to play into stereotypes too much. But he's like, you can't really tell what the guy's thinking when he's looking around, and he's just like looking at you people, and he looks at the truck and looks at the villagers, and then he sees John Erlang. and he's like,
Wait,
and he like nods
however,
briefly, and he walks over to you.
oh,
He
bow and give him greetings.
extends you a greeting as well. He says, "We are on our way to Tranquility." In Zhou dialect Chinese, which is completely unlike, mutually unintelligible to the Chinese people in town speak.
Okay.
It's so. I was reading up on Chinese dialects, and we're talking like German and English. It's like mutually unintelligible.
Like Chaucer versus Ariana Grande.
No, more than that. Like,
Oh,
Yeah, they're
like-
separate and distinct languages. Yeah.
like if you had a scholar
Das
who's
tut mir
looking at,
leid. Das tut mir leid. Das tut mir leid.
oh, you're speaking German at us, is what you're doing. Okay, I did. I was like, what? Has Kieran had a stroke?
And no one
Or
in this
something?
room understood what I just said.
No, like if you had a scholar examine like the syllables and the root words and they could tell you like, oh yeah, this word came from that and this word came from that and that's how those are similar. But to somebody speaking it, no, mutually unintelligible. Like not even one word in 10. It's just it doesn't make any sense at all. So anyway, so yeah, he's like, yeah, we were on our way to Tranquility. You
excellent.
are doing something interesting.
I'll explain to him that was the vehicle that we arrived in, myself and my friends. Oh, here. Would you like me to introduce you to my friends?
I would like that.
Okay. And I'll take him around and introduce him to everybody who doesn't speak his language. But don't, basically give introductions all around and, tell them that basically what we're here to do and, we're trying to retrieve our vehicle.
Anybody who does not have linguist, raise your hand. Because I recall most of you do.
I don't.
Wait.
I was going to take it.
John Erlang doesn't?
No, I just speak several different variations of Chinese.
All right. And you say Michael doesn't either?
Nope.
And
I was going to
Craig?
take it as part of the. I was going to take it as part of the mind powers, but I didn't have the points.
All right. And Craig, did you say Isco does not?
Right. I don't have any longer. I do speak two versions of Chinese, but maybe not good enough that I'll understand them.
All right. That's fine. Captain Harrows and Dr. Anna, though, they both do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got trade speak. Basically, yeah.
You paid the point, man.
Yeah.
So to you guys, as he's talking, and he's actually carrying on a conversation with John Erlang in between the introductions, right? So you're like listening to them talk to each other in between John saying, "Oh, this is General Who, General Who. This is Dr. Anna um, Lantane," and then he introduces General Who introduces himself and says, "It's pleased to meet you," and so forth. So at first, it's all incomprehensible, but as you two guys in particular, as you listen to them talk, you're picking up on the grammar. Like, oh wait, he said that word before, and this word always follows that word. So you're starting to put it together in your head because you paid a point for it. So um,
And I have
probably
perfect recall.
if it well, that helps too. If you continue having conversations with any of the troops, although they're pretty, they're not super talkative, uh, and unless you're really nice to them, I guess. So, you are new, and clearly the general likes you, so you got to be okay. Anyway, so you guys will pick up on like basic conversation probably by the time you get back to the town. Everybody else, you're screwed. It's all nonsense. It's all it's like just doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah. So General Who's pleased to meet all of you guys. I assume you guys are all nice to him back in your barbarian language that he does not understand at all. Right. He will ask John Erlang, can my men help you in any way? I don't see any draft animals. I assume they were eaten by the creatures of the sea.
I'll try and give him a basic explanation of what an internal combustion engine is like and tell him that it's essentially self-powered. We're trying to fix it now. It's a mechanical device.
Like the Iron Horse in the town.
Yes, exactly.
But prettier.
Only, well, I was going to say small. Perfectly honest, it's a semi.
He says more attractive. It's actually he's actually kind of flowery in the way he speaks about things. So he'll say like it is more symmetrical in appearance and graceful in its lines or something like that. So he's I'm not as flowery in my speech as he is. But essentially he says it's pretty. Prettier than the locomotive. All right. Do you need any help? Otherwise, we will wait and accompany you if you would like the company. If not, we will go on our way.
Oh, no, we'll certainly enjoy your company.
Okay. Well, he looks at his men and he says, well, in that case, this is probably a convenient time to stop and have some food and water. How are you for
Well, I'll offer him
provisions?
Tea. Offer him tea and anything that we might have that's still on the on board the truck.
Oh, cool. He gives some orders and like that, 5 guys set up a temporary, like a little fire pit with a pot, and in 10 minutes you've got like little bowls of steamed rice and stuff, and they're just passing it out and eating food, and they'll share with you if you like. And they drink tea. Anyway, hey, beach party. Meanwhile, this is a big enough group that from time to time something big and scaly does eye you and then decides, no, you're too much trouble.
Probably not a good plan.
There's just too much weirdness going on, and I don't know what that big white thing is, so fuck that. So
Oh no, I am not going to stick my giant head into a big hill of ants. Thank you. No.
yeah, I mean they'll like, you get creatures that are curious about all the noise, but then it's like, no, I'll go after something a little easier to chew on. So eventually, I'm not gonna make you roll because sooner or later you'll get it. After several false starts, the mechanical crew gets the engine running. and let's see. What would actually be damaged from being in the water for a week? No, I don't think anything mechanical. Once you clean out all the engines
Electrical.
and stuff.
Electrical, definitely. The radio's probably dead, things like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Captain Harrow's, and this is something you can actually do, so it's not a big deal. But Captain Harrow's has to bypass like the computer and the catalytic converter and the O2 sensor. You've essentially got a basket full of wires that you've pulled out of the back half of it that you've made jumper cables out to bypass half the electronics in the front half of it, so it'll start.
Right.
But it starts.
I've turned it from a new diesel into an old diesel.
But it starts. It doesn't run particularly smoothly, but it starts and you can get it going.
Yeah.
So, now the question is, do you just drive it down the beach until you can get through the trees to the road, or
Yeah, load everybody up in the back and head back to Tranquility. Give the general and his men a ride.
To be perfectly honest, considering the condition of the area up until we get to the road, it'll be faster if we walk.
Yep.
you'll catch up to them? So
Yeah.
they head on down the road, and then whoever decides to stay with the broadcast van can stay with it, such that I'm not going to worry about you getting attacked, so don't sweat that. So at some point, the broadcast van catches up to the people on the road, and then kind of trundles along, because again, it's not running all that great.
Right.
Yeah, it's been in the water for how long?
And probably the transmission is got water in the transmission fluid, and you
Yep.
don't have a way to replace that at the moment. So you
Yeah.
don't want to put too much stress on that. So essentially, you just keep it in second gear all the way to
That's why I
Tranquility,
said we
and you
need to
get there. Yay!
convert it to steam.
You'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Early evening. Let's say you've got 3 hours of sunlight left. You get to Tranquility, and people open up the gates for you, push the gates open for you, and thanks to the lubricant provided by the fat provided by Dr. Anna, the gates are much easier to open now than they were when you guys showed up. So yay! And I mentioned Captain Harrow's at some point has added counterbalances to the gates, so they're not as hard to open. So just in general, you're just making everybody's lives easier in small but perceptible ways. And you roll in the broadcast van, and General Hu and his militia, whatever, army, troops, they stay outside until there's a further conversation about that, because clearly they came here for a reason. And if anybody asked him, he said that it was something he needed to discuss with the governor of the town.
Well, I'll let the sheriff and the mayor know that he's here.
The sheriff is like, eyebrow. The mayor is like, what? No. What does he want? Did he say what he wanted? No, I don't want to know what he wanted. What did he want?
He said there was something important that he had to discuss with the governor of this town.
We don't have a governor. And Sheriff Hood
I think
says,
he's interested in resuming trade.
oh, trade's good. Trade's good. Yes. We want trade.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Apparently he does too.
Okay. Right. Hey. You know what? I like you, John. And that's fantastic, because I thought I would do you a favor and let you come along and see how these things work.
Sure, you're going to need an interpreter anyway.
Well, I was going to have Sam come along for that, but what, you can speak their language too?
Yes.
Oh, all right. All right. You know, okay, as you guys are walking out toward the thing, he'll talk about how Sam tried to teach him their language, but it doesn't make any sense. They use the same word for a number and a color and how you're feeling that day. What kind of sense does that make? It's like, good morning could also mean I've got 3 shoes. It doesn't make any. It's like a
And then there's
nonsense
these
language.
guys whose dialect is totally different.
Anyway, who else is going out there with the mayor and Sheriff Hood and John Erlang? Anybody else want to go?
Yeah, I'll go out. I'm going to go get Marcus first. Have him come out. Ask him
Really?
to join us. Yeah.
I'll go ahead
Marcus.
and park the truck and join them.
Okay.
Yeah, might as well. I'll go. This should be interesting.
Dr. Anna too. Want to make it
Yep, absolutely.
a party? All right.
All right.
Captain Heroes goes off and gets Marcus, and Marcus does not ask why you want him. You just say, "Hey, Marcus, you mind coming with me?" And he'll say, "Okay," and he'll just get up and come with you, because that's kind of how Marcus is. He doesn't ask questions. He just does what he needs to do. It's kind of a weird guy. So, you've got General Hu and like 24 guys behind him, and then out comes the mayor and a dozen people behind him, and not quite a dozen. You guys like 7, 8 people total. John Erlang, I assume, makes introductions, and
Yes.
here's the gist of it. General Hu's come here for 2 things: to offer something and to ask something. What he's offering is to resume trade with the honorable town of Tranquility in a spirit of peaceful cooperation and non-hostility. And the mayor's like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's do that. I'm all for that." So that's
Yeah, because it means
fantastic.
tea.
Actually, they Wongguo is bigger. For one thing, it's got like 10,000 people. So they actually have actual crops that grow a variety of things that you guys don't have, and tea being one of them. You guys, on the other hand, have fish, which they don't have, and they don't really have a lot of supply of protein where they are. Like they don't have a lot of. They have a few farm animals like sheep or chickens or something, but nowhere near what it would take to feed the town. So the fish is a big export for you guys for them. And so that's all great, and they can work that out later. Which is essentially what the mayor says. He's like, "So you've been dealing with Sam Winston?" And General Hu's like, "Yes, Mr. Winston. He's been a trustworthy trading partner." And he's like, "Okay, well I'll let you guys work that out," because mayor has no clue. Now the thing that General Hu wants is a powerful I'm not sure how he would phrase this. Hang on a second, because I should have thought of this before now. A potent talisman belonging to the sorcerer of Wongguo, Mushushi, has been stolen from the residents of Mushushi, and according to Mushushi, who's not here, by the way, he's back in town, it could cause tremendous destruction and harm in the hands of the unenlightened. So, being that Wongguo does not have a sorcerer who is willing to leave the town to go retrieve it, and he's basically saying, in a roundabout way, he's saying Moshishi's a coward who won't go after it. He's not out saying it outright, but that's clearly what he's implying. So, however, he knows that the Honorable John Erlang is a powerful sorcerer, and wondered if he and anyone else in Tranquility with their, and he is like a Chinese word, basically means firearms, but the context of it is, from this guy's point of view, guns are borderline mythical. Like they don't have firearms, they don't have fireworks, they got nothing, they got crossbows. So to him, the fact that Tranquility has guns is borderline mythical. So there's that implication there. So if John Erlang and perhaps some loyal helpers of him would go and retrieve this, the people of Wongguo would be tremendously grateful. And by the people of Wongguo, he means him.
Right.
Of course.
Because that's,
Um,
again, he's very flowery in the way he talks.
can somebody ask him where this talisman is supposed to be?
Yeah, so what is the talisman in question?
Ah. He takes out essentially a deck of cards. It says it looks very much like this, except this is an ordinary deck of gaming cards with any shows. It's like it's a deck of cards. I mean, it's all in Chinese, and it's not.
Right.
It's like the suits. It's got like 5 suits instead of 4, and like the numbers are all fucked up because they're all in Chinese. But essentially, it's a deck of playing cards. And he says it looks very much like this, except each card has a potent sorceress effect.
He's
Blind
looking
is
for a deck
strong.
of many things. Yeah, he's looking for a deck of many things.
Okay, well, I was gonna say tarot cards, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't sound familiar, but we can certainly look out for it.
well, part of our problem is that, and part of why we would like your help with this, is that we believe that it is people from the town of Tranquility who stole this artifact.
In other words, Edgelord and his gang. Probably.
All of them minus one are all still here, so we can ask around and see what they say.
Does the journal have any suspects already?
He gestures to one of the 24 guys behind him, and that guy comes forward and has like a backpack full of scrolls and stuff. And he takes off his backpack and he digs out a scroll and he opens it up and he reads it, and it is a description of 2 barbarians. Basically, you guys. One's a white dude with a beard and a scar running down his cheek. The other one is a black dude with like a long handlebar mustache.
Do either of them sound like Edgelord's cronies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Which
Isco
ones?
Isco recognized the descriptions right off the bat. The rest of you guys didn't really socialize with them.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them isn't my apprentice, is it?
No, it's not true.
Good.
Okay, now, Ithaca, when you were looking through Cyril's email, was there anything about this deck of cards that he handed it over to?
No.
Hag? Okay. Important thing to check first.
That means that the I guess the hag had not asked for them.
Yeah, because if it's not here yet, if it's not here anymore, it's good to just knock that out before we spend a day searching.
Yeah.
No, there's no.
Well-
Isco doesn't remember any reference to a deck of cards in Edgelord's correspondence.
So one of the 2 cronies probably still has it.
I guess we'll have to find the cronies in question and question them about it.
Okay.
Yep.
How long do you think this might take? Says General Hu.
Yeah. Indicate to the mayor, do you want to invite everybody in to wait while this is going on?
I don't know. Should I? Would they? Oh, they'd probably be offended if I didn't, right?
Like
I don't know. They can't cause trouble, can they? Don't translate this. I mean, are they
We have,
dangerous?
yeah, we don't need their sorceress coward. We have a coward of our own.
I mean, they're not dangerous, are they? I mean, you trust them?
Yes, of course.
Okay. He smiles and he says, "Welcome. While we investigate this important theft, why don't you enter and be the guests of the town of Tranquility?"
I'll translate that.
General Hu says, "We accept." That's very gracious of you. Thank you. And he barks orders at the guys behind him, and they march into town, and will basically go wherever the people of the town tell them to go. And there's tons of empty buildings, so it's not really a big deal. They can find lots
Yeah,
of things. Not a big deal.
I was gonna say we'll set them up with just use something or other to live in, and
The soldiers basically all stay to themselves. General Hu will basically follow the mayor and the sheriff until they go somewhere. He seems to be expecting something particular from them, and at some point they will realize he's following him around, and they will ask John. They say, "Hey, John, this is the mayor. Hi, just wondering, why is he following us?"
Because he's expecting you to show some sort of hospitality, like sit him down, get him something to drink, maybe offer him some food, something like that.
Oh, I am actually kind of hungry. That's a great idea. All right. Oh, General, would you? And basically, they just go off to the Red Dog and they eat and drink and be merry. So
Okay.
awesome. Meanwhile, you guys, what you doing?
Trying to find the culprits.
I imagine they were.
They're pretty much all being watched in some way or another.
I guess we can ask Marcus where they, where they quartered, because they're basically his troops currently, right?
Oh, that's right. Marcus was with you, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
Well, that was prescient of you, wasn't it? Anyway, yeah, you ask him and he says, no, those two showed up once and never came back.
Oh, well, gee. Sucks to be them, I guess.
Which means they're meaning to be trouble. They're intending to be troublemakers, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's go hunt them down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Fast forwarding a little bit to save you some trouble. You ask around. Isco knows their cluster of acquaintances, and you find out no, they've been gone for days.
Oh no.
No one's seen them for days. The people you talk to don't know that they've left the town. What they do know is they have not seen them for days.
are there like guards on the entrances? Seeing people come and go?
There are people who guard the walls,
Yeah.
but their job isn't to keep track of people. It's
Right.
mainly to keep
Sure.
keep an eye out for attacking dinosaurs. Essentially,
Yeah.
is what they're there for.
But maybe they've seen them.
Maybe.
We asked them.
Wait. How many Donalds do we have now?
The desktop locked up. The other one will disappear in a minute.
It's like bookends. Need to have like one doing this and one doing this. All right. Well, I guess if you guys go around and ask people on the walls if they've seen and describe the two guys, and there's only around 300 people. So,
Wow. Hold on, let me turn down my volume.
So there's a reasonably good chance, and also these guys were part of Edgelord's group, which made them kind of high profile for the last 6 months or so.
Yep.
So, yeah, when you describe them, they're like, oh yeah, Cleveland and Jacob, yeah.
And which way they're headed, or
And
when they left?
eventually, you'll find somebody who seems to recall he saw them heading out on like 3 days ago, heading out for some reason. I mean, it's people can come and go. It's not like yes, it's a town with a wall around it, but it's not like they keep people in or out.
Are they keeping a list of who's coming and going? I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
General
is
idea how much lead they have on us is helpful.
One of the things we might want to check before we go chasing after them, if they had a place they lived here, they may have left the cards behind. We wouldn't be so lucky, but we might as well check.
Yeah.
No, you find like where they were staying, but it's simple stuff. It's wash basins, some dirty clothes, old pair of boots that they don't wear anymore, bed that the bedding really, really, really needs to be washed.
All right, Brandon, consider or thinking back of what I saw when I was flying around, where would they go?
That's an excellent question.
Uh,
Their options are fairly limited by your
yeah,
bird's eye view examination of the place. In fact, I'll even show you a map. Like, here you go.
a map. Oh, it is.
Well, actually, if you can fly around, maybe you can find them just by flying around.
I'm
Well,
trying
I
to.
can. I can see through all subterfuge into the horizon. So yeah.
And I can help by running around.
Is that one of your powers, or just a power?
Hyper acuity, yes.
Oh well, actually, yeah, it actually really may work. Maybe you'll see like their smoke
Oh,
plume,
here.
far in the distance,
Well, that's
if they had a fire or something.
Oh, at some point, Craig, Erling will want to exchange shape-shifting tips with you.
Oh,
Shapeshifters.
you can shapeshift also. You can change shape.
Yes,
Very cool. Yeah.
I know the 72 transformations. Which I can
Shape of whatever.
So there's our map, huh?
that's. You guys don't actually have this map, but that's more or less what John Erling describes to you. He's gone around the coastline. And so Wongguo backs up against a mountain. So it's possible they went up into the mountain, but it's a pretty steep and
So
rough mountain. It's not fun to walk up. They could have gone around the coast toward the lizard people, possibly. They
If
could
they do
go
that.
the other way toward the Aztecs, which is kind of unlikely because from time to time you get raided by Aztecs, or what the townspeople call the Mexican Indians. But so everybody knows that direction is dangerous, and
Okay, now how long's this thing been missing?
3 days.
So about as long as they've been missing.
Oh no, they've been missing for 3 days. I'm not sure how long the deck of cards has.
I would say just if we know what general direction they started off in, that's where we search.
well, they started in
Yeah.
Wongguo because that's where the cards were in Moshishi's house.
Right.
I'm saying we're trying to figure out which direction they actually
Yeah.
went in.
How long
Wait.
ago were the cards in Wongguo?
Well, if you go ask General Hu, it was 2 days ago.
Okay. So they never returned from stealing the cards.
That's true, as far as you know.
Okay, then there is no point in us looking around Tranquility.
Yeah, they didn't come back.
We need to start tracking them in Wangguo.
So if,
Yeah,
if they left here 3 days ago, when were the cards found stolen?
Like 2 days ago.
Okay.
What's a 2 days distance from here?
Jungle.
Well, each one of those hexes is about 15 miles. So.
Yeah, Wangguo's about a day.
And then 2 days from Wongguo.
Okay,
Jungle.
so they could not have reached any of the other people by now.
They couldn't have reached any of the other settlements by now. So they're in the woods somewhere.
Well, there's two of us who are the fastest.
Yeah.
We could, the two of us could go ahead and do a quick. We could just like do a cursory search that's approximately 2 days of fast walking distance.
Well, Dr. Anna, you're a tracker, right?
Yeah.
There can't be that many human footprints around here. Do you think you can track them?
Yeah, I should probably start at Wangguo though.
I
Yeah.
agree.
We will let General Hu know that apparently the people in question left here 3 days ago, stole the deck of cards from Wangguo 2 days ago, and we'll need to track them since they didn't come back here.
Oh, that makes sense. You sure they didn't come back here?
Nobody's seen them for 3 days.
And they're pretty noticeable.
But we'll take it upon ourselves to try and track the deck down for you.
General Hu will say
And make
to,
it clear as subtly as I
I didn't hear any of that. It was all wah 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 wah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
you're
just wanted to
breaking
make-
up a lot.
Who, me?
Yeah.
One more time.
Make it clear to him that I'm doing it as a favor to him rather than to his magician.
No, he appreciates that. Would you step away with me for a moment, please?
Sure.
And he will step away from his troops to where they can't overhear him, and away from your troops where they can't overhear you. And he'll ask you, says, now, if you would prefer to forget that I asked this question, that would be perfectly acceptable. My question is it possible that the people of Tranquility are hiding these two thieves?
Hell no. But that's
I
not me.
don't think so, because first off, the two thieves in question were not all that popular amongst the people of Tranquility, and two, the people of Tranquility have no idea what that particular object can do. So, I mean, if you were to put it down on a table in the middle of the bar, none of them would be able to would know what they were for. So they're completely ignorant of any possibility of this being of value. You see what I'm saying?
That's a compelling argument. The unpopularity of the thieves and the ignorance of the townsfolk. I have no... I accept what you've said. And he walks back over to his troops. He goes, okay. We are at your disposal if we can be helpful in bringing back these thieves. If not, we will head back to Wongguo.
All right. Well, Dr. Anna and I, or Dr. Anna, I'll indicate her again. She's a tracker, so it is our intention to go directly to Wongguo as quickly as we can and see if we can pick up the trail of where these thieves went.
He will ask Dr. Anna in Zhou dialect Chinese, are you also capable of flying through the air? And then he will turn to John Erlang for the answer.
And I will. Will I be able to understand him by this point? It's been a couple of hours, right?
You're one of the ones with linguist? Oh, yeah, you get the gist of it. Yeah.
Right. Do I feel comfortable enough to be able to speak back? Because I would not want to disrespect him by muddling up my response.
You could say yes or no.
Yes. Well then. But my answer is okay. My answer is no, but I can run almost as fast as he can fly.
General Hu does a pretty good job of concealing his surprise that you answered him in his language, because in his experience there have been exactly 2 people of Tranquility who could speak it. So, and he will nod to you and say, I meant no disrespect, it was just a question.
None taken.
Well, in that case, and turns to John Erlang and says, in that case, you would be held back if we were to accompany you, because we do not move as fast as you do, or as fast as your doctor does. So, perhaps we should head back to Wongguo, and when you have found something of interest, you will let us know.
Okay. Ask the general to basically just write out a pass or something for us so that when we get to Wongguo, it won't cause any problems.
He barks an order to the guy behind him with the backpack full of scrolls. That guy jogs forward, takes off his backpack, digs around, and he okay. He gets, they're about this big square, but only like a quarter of an inch thick, and they're ceramic, and they've got a very ornate design stamped into them in ceramic, and then glazed, and then painted, and little gold leaf Chinese figures on it, and they're on silk ribbons. And he hands 5 of them to you, or actually he hands them to General Hu then hands them to you.
Oh, okay.
He says these will grant you admission and egress from the city of Wongguo.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Kieran, you just the two of us heading over that way? We can probably
Yeah.
get there in quick.
Yeah, I'm only half as fast as you, but I'm still gonna beat anybody else here. Yes.
Well, when it comes right down to it, I could probably just carry you and fly there.
That'll work too.
Ridiculously fast.
Or she could run and carry somebody, and you could fly and carry somebody.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, because I can do 470 kilometers per hour. But I think yours is one or two levels above mine.
Let's see. How fast am I? Standard move is 1,300 meters. Double move is 2,800 meters. Oh, 4,700 kilometers per hour.
Oh, okay. Oh, 470. Oh, so we both could do 470 kilometers per hour. Sweet.
Okay, Brandon.
Yeah, but there's 3 of us that would have to be carried and only 2 people to carry.
Brandon, be glad none of them are transonic.
Yes, broken windows everywhere.
I can just see John Erlang doing a transonic pass over the over the Hag of Crag Keep. Boom! What
Curse
was
you!
that? It seemed to be a Chinese deity, ma'am.
Right then. Let's see. Captain Harrows, if you wanted to, you got ultra power, right?
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
wanted to,
I could build a one-off flying machine.
yeah. What's your agility plus power level?
7.
Jesus Christ! All right.
So I'm up there too. Yeah.
Yeah, you could make yourself a jetpack.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be such that you could carry, make like a group, like a.
Oh,
Oh, you do have a vehicle.
Wait. No. It occurs to me, don't even have to do that. You change the rules for shapeshifting. I can just shapeshift into something really big and pretty much fly everybody.
50%. You can make yourself 50% bigger.
I can shift points into my brawn and just make me stronger, so I can carry easily carry 2 people. Yeah.
I can carry one heavy adult, apparently.
And I can build a one-off jetpack. Yeah, we can go there.
Okay.
So everybody climb aboard. Let's take off.
I'll take the smallest of the 2 remaining.
All right. So let's see. 1, 2.
Considering I have to, piggyback them.
Well, if Erlang Shen shapeshifts into something with brawny that can carry, let's say, Isco and actually, can Isco fly?
Well, I can shapeshift into something that can fly, but not as fast as the others can.
It doesn't give you powers. Shapeshift doesn't give you powers. You'd have to actually have the power.
Shapeshift into something small and just hang on.
Yeah, shapeshift into something smaller, and then that'll be an easier way on me.
So Erlang Shen can carry Isco and Michael, and Captain Harrows can whip up a coal-powered jetpack, and Dr. Anna can just jog. Great. One way or the other, you all get to Wongguo way ahead of General Hu and the troops. Way ahead. So, City of Wongguo, 10,000, what did I say, 5th century Chinese people?
I think it's Zhou Dynasty. I think
10th,
it was 5th
10th.
century BC.
No, these guys are 10th century. 10th century China.
AD or BC?
I'm not going to worry about it right now.
It's not from our history, so.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I thought the Zhou were BC. Anyway.
But show the nice gate guards our pass. And ask if someone can take us to see the sorcerer they have.
Actually, Donald's right. I was right when I said 500, but it's 500 BC.
500 BC, yeah. Chinese history goes back a long way.
Yeah. China, man, those guys have been doing stuff for a very long time. So, holy cow, that is nuts.
They make Rome look like the new Kids on the Block.
Man, Europe was drawing deer and stick figures in their own feces in 500 BC. It is nuts. All right, so yeah, you see a 500 BC, 10,000 person Chinese city essentially, and it's got walls. I described this to Lloyd before, and I assumed you guys were there. I mean, listening, but I'll describe it again. The walls around the city are square and are uniform with the cardinal directions from where they came from, which is not necessarily true anymore. But at the time, like one wall pointed north, one wall pointed east, etc. The walls are mostly symbolic. Like there's a great big gate at the front, but just past the gate, the wall in which the gate rests goes down to about 3 feet tall. And then it continues that way to a corner where there's a tower and then goes back down into another 3 foot tall wall that way. So it's you could literally step over the wall around the town. It's more symbolic than anything else. Anyway, so you get there. Yay.
Show the guards our passes that the general gave us.
They salute. By this time, everybody knows who John Erlang is.
Okay.
This is your second visit. And it only took a couple of days for the word to get around that there is a guy who flies around on clouds who's a buddy of General Who's. You're A-okay. So, yeah, they salute, open the gates, let you in, let all you guys in.
Ask if we could get an escort to the magician's house.
Okay. They ask you to wait, and 15 minutes or so later, a scribe-looking guy comes up. He's got a clipboard, and he asks to see your passes.
We will show him our passes.
All right. He makes some marks on his clipboard. He puts it away, and he says, "Follow me, please." And he will walk you through the town until you get to a house, and he will knock on the door. And Moshu Shi, the Taoist magician that you met before, answers the door. And it's this guy. Journaling's actually met him once.
Oh, yes.
He opens his door. He looks at you guys, and he says, "Do you have my property?"
We are here to try and track down the people who took it.
Well, they're not here.
No, but they started here.
Fine. Look around. I suppose you want to see where they got it. You want to know where it was, right?
Correct.
Well, I guess the secret's out, so there's no point in hiding it because barbarians from your little town found it. So he bitches to himself the entire time while he's guiding you through his little house.
Okay.
To a little room, and it's got a little tea set, and there's a couple of paintings hanging on the wall, and he goes over to a vase, and he lifts up the vase, and the vase is on a pedestal, and he lifts up the top of the pedestal, and there's a hollow underneath the top of the pedestal, and he says, "Here, this is where it was."
Okay. All right, and then from there, start just doing some investigation, looking around, see if I can figure out how to get in, how they got out, and turn it over to Kieran, see if she can track where they went.
Well, I have investigation and I have expertise in survival. And stealth. I have stealth.
Let's try make a investigation roll, and then the survival roll. And I'll roll against you on both of those, and we will see what we get.
I also have investigation. I can give her a hand.
All right, good, because I'm not an expert in investigation.
Here's how this is going to work now. We'll see how this goes. Lloyd roll investigation, Kieran roll investigation. Whoever rolls lowest total, including your reason or whatever, add 2.
Okay. I rolled a 13.
Investigation is reason, so I rolled a 9.
So yours is 11. Yeah, the guys who broke in here, you can tell without rolling where they broke in. they broke in through a window. And,
Subtle, aren't they?
well, what do you want, man? Um, and from looking around the rest of the residence, you can tell that there are things that are broken, there are things that have been smashed, there have been paintings that were pulled down and have been rehung up. You can find that sort of thing fairly straightforward. So you can tell the place has been ransacked and kind of put back the way it was supposed to be within, you know, what the guy who lives here can do. So, but you don't find any like critical clues that help you track them down or anything. So after that, Kieran can roll survival to track them.
All
And
right.
let's see. We'll call this reason because
Yes.
you're perceiving and drawing conclusions. I'm rolling really well.
So during the investigation.
Oh, no wonder I'm rolling so high. I'm rolling 46. Jesus. All right. Let me go back. Hang on. Let me just pause one moment.
Appreciate it if you stop rolling 46. Thank you.
I was like, man, how am I rolling 17 on 2 dice? It just clicked just now. All right. I'm terribly sorry.
Them some magic D6s.
10, 8, 11. Oh, yeah. All right. Rewinding just a tiny bit.
Well, if they're playing with a deck of many things, I wish them all the luck in the world.
You don't know what it is. It's a magic deck of cards. It doesn't mean it's what you think it is.
While everybody's investigating, Esco asks aloud, how would these two basically thugs have known that these were here in the first place? Were they known in this town? And had they been here before? I'm basically asking this aloud to anyone who's listening. How would they even know that they were here? Did someone tell them to come steal them? Were they known to this town? Had they been here before? That question should probably be to the general.
Oh, the general's not here.
Right.
General's 3 hours away.
The wizard sage guy.
Oh, Moshishi, the wizard. Yeah. Someone will translate, and he'll say, I don't know. How would I know? I just know I was robbed.
I kind of get in his face. We're trying to help you here, so calm down a little.
He paces a little bit. He's like, okay.
Does he count 10 in Chinese?
He counts 10 in Chinese.
Your happy place.
All right.
Anyway.
The people who rolled earlier and who actually rolled much, much better than I realized at the time because I was rolling 4 dice. All right. You actually both made sufficiently good rolls that you get everything I told you before and what is obvious, and it's probably already obvious to you as players, but I'll tell you anyway. Yeah, they didn't know what they were looking for. They were just searching the place to see what they could find, and that's what they found. So they apparently knew where to go, but they didn't have a clear idea on what they wanted once they got there.
Okay.
Hey,
So,
kitty.
and then this guy's home looks like it's the more opulent, I guess. Like
So
it might have something worth stealing. And this guy's home looks like it might have something that's worth stealing.
Well, he's got tapestries and paintings and some potteries and
they
things like
stole
that.
a deck of cards.
They stole a hidden deck of cards, yeah.
Because that was the only thing that was hidden.
Oh, and with the better rolls, other things have also been stolen that were valuable, like a jade tea set, that sort of thing. Valuables were stolen. The deck of cards is not the only thing that was stolen, but the deck of cards was hidden, therefore they stole it.
Aww.
So I put on my basically thief hat and think.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I put on my thief hat and look around as if I was them. Is there anything that they did that I would have done, or didn't do that I wouldn't have done?
No, it
Or
looks
what-
pretty straightforward. It's
Okay.
like what this says to you, and you don't need to roll for this. This is just background. What this says to you is they knew a certain type of person lived here, so they broke in when that person wasn't home. They found anything that looked valuable, and they left with it.
Okay.
That's what the crime scene and what John Erlang and Dr. Anna in their examinations of the evidence and so forth when they relay what they found and what they deduced from it. That's what it says to you. These guys didn't come here with a particular plan other than they knew who lived here. They figured he's got something worth stealing, so they broke in and stole whatever they thought was worth stealing.
Right.
The
Okay.
deck of cards must have been fancy looking then, for them to want
I'm
to steal
sure it
it.
was.
Next step on the list of things to do is check outside, see if we can figure out.
You had me roll survival.
Yes, this is your turn now.
Yes. All right. So I had rolled a 12.
That is one more than you need. Yeah, they're footprints. They're not, well, for you, they're not hard to follow. So basically everybody just follows Dr. Anna, and as the footprints zig and zag, and you lose them a couple of times, and you go like fan out to try to catch them again, and then you find them like when they cross like a cobblestone road or something, you gotta like fan out to see where you can pick them up again. Oh no, there they are. And you're helped in this. What's made it slightly easier for you is that their shoes are completely unlike the shoes of the people who actually live in this town. So their footprints stand out when you find them because it's a city. People come and go all the time. So
Yeah.
if they had been local thieves, you would have lost the track. But the fact that they're cowboys in a town full of 500 BC Chinese people, their trail is super, super obvious. Till you get to the end of town, and then there's the wall, and they clearly just stepped over it and then went out into the jungle.
All right. Oh, you guys are welcome to keep following me, but I'm tracking them through jungle now.
Okay. Carry on.
At this point, I'm going to roll some dice.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, it's not for you, it's for them.
I know. I'm gonna go. So it's not for me. I'll
'Cause
be for the
they-
kitchen.
They pull out a card to see what will happen. Well, that's pretty handy.
Okay.
Can we pause and I will go refill my glass?
Yes, I have.
Sounds like a good plan. I need to refill mine too.
Hey,
I've just
back here with you. And we are recording. Yay! So, right then. So you get to the, let's say, the western wall of Wongguo. The trail leads to that wall and goes past it. And the people of the town keep the jungle clear out to like, there's probably like a specific number of, let's say 100 paces, because that sounds like something they would do. So 100 paces, exactly, from the wall, the jungle has been kept clear. And then there is a wall of green that is the jungle, and that's where the trail leads.
All right.
And Anna's in charge at this point, or
Yep.
at the front, rather.
Okay. So I'm gonna follow the trail and see if they've left a path through the woods.
Oh, they definitely did. So.
Made it real easy to hunt them down. Then, if it's a wall of green, they've left a path.
They did definitely left a path, which is curious because according to John Erlang, there's nothing in this direction except jungle. The mountain that Wongguo essentially backs up against, because there's creeks and springs that come down from the mountain, which is where they get their water from, their fresh water. They're luckier than Tranquility was in that sense, that they have water basically right there at the town. But the mountain itself is like steep. It's like something out of a Mission Impossible movie. You see Tom Cruise climbing at the beginning during the opening credits. It's a steep, rocky mountain. That's on your left, and then jungle is ahead of you, and then as far as you know, jungle to the right of you for 200 kilometers that way. So that's kind of what's going on there. And I want a D100. because I'm going to see what happens as you go into the woods. So you track.
Well, let's see if we can find their remains.
You follow the trail for a while. No, I don't want to subtract anything. Why is... Oh, doofus. Accidentally rolled wrong. Okay, there we go. 83. What do we get with 83? This is the kind of game where you have random encounters. Why is it... It's supposed to be 100 random encounters, and it goes up to 11. Well, alright, I'll roll it. Rather than decipher why that happened, I would say 1d11. And do that. What do you get? Oh, crazy. Alright. This is weird. So, you follow the trail for a while, and then ahead of you, in a clearing, is an obelisk. It looks kind of like the Washington Monument, except it's made out of a pale blue stone, and it's in a pool, like a pond. It's in the middle of it, and there are streams and creeks, mainly coming from your left, that feed that pond. The trail goes right up to this little pond. Apparently, I'm giving you stuff for free because they're not trying to cover their tracks, and you're in a jungle. It's very easy to follow them. So for somebody like Anna, anyway. So, like everybody else, oh, this is worth saying. To everyone else, you're following Dr. Anna through the woods and just kind of trusting she knows what she's doing. But as far as you can tell, you're in the woods, you're in the jungle, and the jungle that way looks just like the jungle that way, and the dirt here looks just like the dirt there. It'll cross your mind at some point, is she pranking you? You know? But to Dr. Anna...
Dive. Hell, I can run away from here anyways. Okay.
To Dr. Anna, they may as well be leaving day glow orange breadcrumbs. It's just that obvious. So she'll go along for a while, and then she'll look around, and then she'll find that, and then she'll look around for a while, and then she'll find the next thing, and it's basically you're like every 10, 15 feet, you're finding some evidence of their trail, and it goes on like that for hours and hours and hours, until you get to this obelisk in a pool that's fed by creeks which lead to the pool, not away, to the pool. And apparently the guys came and camped here for like overnight, probably, because apparently there's evidence of where like bedrolls were laid out, and then they kept going.
It looks like they slept here at least one night, and then they kept moving. A good place to stop. Water and freakiness. All right. Unless there's something particularly interesting about the obelisk, I will keep moving.
How far are we behind them now?
It's been how many days? 3 days? So 2 days? So,
You're at least a day behind them.
yeah, we're still a day behind.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody do anything wacky with the obelisk? Do you drink the water? Do you try to chip off a piece of the obelisk? Do you try to push it over? Just wondering. Not suggesting, I'm just wondering.
I'll take a look at it, but study
Well,
it.
it'd definitely be a good option to drink some water, refill our canteens, take the opportunity while we can.
I heard drink the water. Okay, so Captain Harrows bravely tests the water, drinks it. It's just clean, fresh water. There's nothing special about it. It's just water. So
Yeah, refill the canteens.
he doesn't turn into a pig or anything like that. So yeah, you refill your canteens.
While he's drinking it, I'll stand there and look at him really expectantly for like 30 seconds, and then look really disappointed.
The obelisk is inscribed with a bunch of tiny little symbols. People with linguists will recognize it as a language because you can see like certain symbols repeated, but you don't know what it says.
Ah, okay. You're muted.
I'll actually chime up. Huh. Wonder what that says.
Well, there you go. So you head on into the woods some more. Because the people you're following don't really know where they're going, and Dr. Anna will come to this conclusion over the course of a day, right? You figure out that they don't really know where they're going because their path is not straight. It will veer to the east, and then it'll kind of curve around to the west, and then it'll curve back to the east. It's very meandering. From time to time, it seems whenever it's at its furthest west, which is toward the mountains, you'll get to a point where like you can actually see the mountain ahead of you, and it will abruptly cut to the right. So they're not heading for the mountain, because whenever they are heading for the mountain, they cut away from it. But you also get the impression that they don't really have a destination in mind. They're just going somewhere. Which means you guys, since you're following them and Dr. Anna is nailing the tracking, you're going faster than they are. So you're catching up to them. So probably sometime tomorrow you think you'll probably catch up to them, unless something happens.
Hey, when we get closer, before we startle them, let me go invisible and go spy on them a bit and see if they have any kind of a plan or if it really is just random nonsense. Get some intel.
Hey, yeah, if you can find them, then why not?
Well, they're not making it that hard to find them. We're going to catch up to them.
Right. Okay, before we try to surprise them.
Donald, muted.
Is there evidence of like a campfire or something when they stop for the night?
Well, they stopped for the night back at the
Obelisk.
obelisk. Was there a campfire there?
No, there wasn't.
Okay, they probably felt they were too close by to feel safe to leave the light.
However, before too long,
Maybe they'll try and light one tonight that we can see.
Maybe.
maybe that is an excellent point. So, but at some point, it gets dark, and you guys kind of have
also, I would suggest an alternative to them just heading in a direction is that they were given a very simple instruction to find something.
Yeah, I have a feeling as well, so I want to listen in and see what I can find out.
All right.
Yeah, like a keep the mountain on your left kind of thing.
Right.
So you think they're working for somebody else?
That's plausible.
No, I don't think that. I don't know that they're not, though.
It could be simply that they're lost and they're like, okay, it's somewhere to the west of here, right?
Right, but we should also entertain the probability that they aren't.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling they're working for somebody, but that's why I want to listen in.
Well, at some point you need to camp.
True.
I'll stop us when it seems like it's a good place to stop before it gets too late to stop.
You stop. And I guess, did you expect to have to camp for the night? Because I'm wondering if you actually brought sleeping bags and tents or anything with you.
I'm sure we
No.
did.
What am I saying? You guys have been cryptid hunters, some of you for years, and a lot of that time is spent outdoors. You are prepared. So, yeah, not a problem. No. Yeah, you figure it's getting close to dark. The first nice level place you see, you're like a bunch of ferns and things. You're like, oh no, this is good. Let's camp here. Break out your tents. Break out your little camp stoves. Your little sterno cook pots. Make some coffee or tea or whatever it is you make, and camp for the night. Anybody doing anything weird, or do we just fast forward?
We need to get rest, so no, we're not doing anything weird.
Yeah, I think we can fast forward.
All right. Around 10 o'clock at night, give or take. Whoever happens to be the least asleep. I don't know if you guys have anybody on watch or not.
One for
Yeah,
each.
we would set watch.
Given
We're
that they're
Yeah, definitely setting watch.
given that there are dinosaurs that may want to eat you. You don't know actually if they're nocturnal or not. They may all just sleep at night. But in any case,
I'd rather not find out by waking up inside, say, a digestive tract.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna say,
exactly.
if they are all diurnal, it's because something even worse is nocturnal.
well, let's give it eeny, meeny, miny, mo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's pick somebody from 1 to 5.
Yes, if we were smart, we would have brought some of our equipment from our van, which would have been like, if I used Destination Truth, trap cameras and stuff like that, and set up, electronics all around so that it gets triggered.
Problem with that
That's
is
an
you
awful
don't
lot of
really
stuff to lug around.
you
I'm
don't really
sure-
have a way to recharge that stuff yet.
Yeah,
And also,
I
as
think
Kieran
we would help.
says, normally that kind of stuff was only as far back as your broadcast van.
Yeah,
So it's not like you had to trek with it for a day and a half through the woods.
true,
So
because we stayed near the van.
I think it's certain that there were like 3 of us carrying 5 people and stuff. No.
No, it's true. Yeah.
So Isco
Yeah.
is sitting up and sipping whatever it is got made on the camp stove and just keeping an eye on things, ready to wake people up in case something attacks you. And then something huge
Attacks you.
No, it kind of not so much
So,
charges out of the jungle as strolls out of the jungle.
So if I'm on watch, I'll be invisible, and I will be in the shape of a large wolf. So probably more agility than less brawn.
Okay, sounds good. Oh,
Invisible
actually,
wolf.
this looks about right. Let me do this. This kind of strolls out of the jungle. It is a large polar bear. It is bouncing a ball on its front paws and occasionally bouncing it off its forehead, and then it'll land on the ground and it'll like put a paw on it and then like do that soccer thing where it'll roll it backward and then pop it upward and then bounce it off its head again. And then it sees you. And
It doesn't see me because I'm invisible.
oh no, then it sees your camp rather.
Okay.
Not you personally, but then it sees
Okay.
the camp
The royal
and
you.
it like catches the ball
Huh.
and like looks at the tents and looks at the little tiny flame on the camp stove with the tea and looks around like it's looking around for people. It doesn't see any people because you guys are in your tents. Shrugs and continues traipsing through the woods, your jungle.
Interesting.
What?
Careful, man. It's going to be frogs and top hats next.
Hello, my baby.
I
Hello.
almost want to shapeshift into a bear and come visible and go. I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna shapeshift into a bear looking pretty much just like it, but maybe black, and run after it.
You run after it?
Lope after it. I'm not gonna go too far from the camp.
Okay. Well, you get close enough for it to see you,
Yeah.
and it rears up. It puts its ball behind it like it's protecting the ball, and goes ah like that.
That's weirder than most things I've seen recently. I give it a quizzical look, and I try to go a little bit closer, but not too threateningly fast. Like playfully. Like.
You're getting a definite "don't mess with me" vibe from the bear. And it kicks its ball a little bit further behind it.
I try to pantomime, back and forth, like this, back and forth.
Make a diplomacy roll. Presence plus, 2d6 plus your presence.
Let's see.
we'll see if that works.
I have diplomacy with expertise.
Son of a gun. Wow. It's hard. This is not a friendly bear, despite what you might think.
Plus presence, so 8.
8 total?
Yeah.
No. No, it does not want to play ball with you. This is my ball. Get the fuck out.
Do I have anything I can throw to it on me? If I have anything that I can like trade or toss to it to like show it friendly intention, I'll do that. No, maybe some food. Maybe some food left over.
Excuse me.
Like a dinosaur burrito?
Yeah, exactly. A dinosaur burrito or maybe a fish taco.
Make another diplomacy roll. Get a bonus die.
Classic expertise. 10.
10 does it. It's like reaches out, takes the burrito, sniffs it, unwraps it a little bit.
I just wait while it eats.
Hmm?
Can I tell if it's a he or she?
It's a bear, man.
Intelligent bear, apparently.
Finishes up the burrito. Okay. All right. That was good. Gets the ball, like bounces it in one paw. Boom.
Okay. I go long.
All right. You basically play back and forth with a you know those orange kind of knobble, like brick red. Those brick red inflatable balls.
Like a dodgeball ball, or
yeah, like a dodgeball ball.
Like you had in elementary school, yeah.
Right.
Like the pebbly sort of surface on it. Yeah, it's that kind of ball.
Yeah, I believe they're officially called playground balls.
Oh,
Playground balls. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, you know, a burrito will cover a host of sins. So. Well, all right then. You broke the ice, and you can play back and forth at the play, and it like jogs back and forth, and you boom. It's kind of like volleyball without a net. And then a while goes by, and it'll catch it, and it'll like look up, like, and it'll like nod to you, like, been real, man. And then it'll like loop off through the jungles. Peace out.
Okay. I go back to the camp.
They're all dead. They're dead because you left them. No,
they're all alive. I was like, wait a minute, so you're obviously doing something important back here.
no, they're fine.
If I'm dead, I'm going to specifically come back and haunt Isco for the rest of his life. You did it, man. You did it.
You had one job. One job.
But what were you doing?
I thought the was the one job.
A freaking polar bear, man.
An intelligent polar bear.
All right. Well, anyway, the watch changes. You wake up. I guess Captain Harrow's next, and the rest of the evening passes without incident. You wake up. Oh, everybody wakes up. You get some.
You guys are never gonna believe what happened last night.
You tell them?
Yep. They don't believe me.
So you changed shape and you played ball with the polar bear.
A smart polar bear that had one of those, you know, those dodgeball balls from back when you were a kid. One of those.
You know, we spent how many years hunting cryptids, and we have to not be in Kansas anymore to find the bloody things.
Exactly. I never believed the stuff when I joined you guys, but I'm a believer now.
Isco,
Huh?
don't take this the wrong way. That is so far from the most interesting thing I've seen, even in the past day.
A smart. Okay, you say so. Oh, hey, Captain John, I've been thinking about something. You know that movie where that alien guy comes to Earth, and he meets that Earth person, and
Mars needs women.
No, no,
Teenagers
no,
from outer space.
no.
Spider-Man?
After a while like this, you realize he's talking about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You know that fish thing, translator fish thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Maybe you can make some of those.
Oh, universal translators.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. Clearly, Isco is not a science fiction geek at all. But he's seen the movie once.
Yeah, okay. Babelfish like universal translators.
That was it, Babelfish, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's useful here. Seems like a lot of different people.
Very interesting. They survive off of the spare brain waves of the host.
Huh, I guess that could work. Sure. You can make some?
Probably not, but I can give it a shot.
You can make one. like you would carry around, and it would literally be like a little. You ever seen Mars Attacks?
Yeah.
Hack. We come in peace. We come in peace. It'd be like a box about yay big that does that. It'd have like a big microphone and then a speaker that it would say what people are saying anywhere around it.
So that might take a lot of time when we're trying to, talk to these people.
But yeah, you can make one.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. 40.
Maybe I'll hang out with Captain
Certainly not here. I do not have the equipment to make it here.
Oh, I understand. I'm just saying. I was just thinking last night, in the dead of night, kind of bored while playing with the bear.
Yeah.
You want to talk to the bear. That's what this is about.
Oh, talk to the bear. Yeah, that I could probably pull off.
I'm trying to figure out
maybe that also.
Or if you're just trying to see just how weird a story you can make to screw with our brains.
If that is what he is up to, he has done a very poor job, because that is totally normal as far as I'm concerned right now.
So, next morning you head out. Dr. Anna, make a survival roll, please.
Alrighty. Okay, plus 3 is 11.
Oh, wow. That is 3 more than you needed, so you get a margin of success plus 1. Yeah.
Awesome.
You are cooking with gas. They are not. You suddenly realize that the trail you were following, they were actually trying to conceal their trail. They have stopped trying to conceal their trail, and now it's like you're following a day-glow orange ribbon that is like tacked to the trees as they go along. You can stand where you are and like look and say, there they are. They went that way. So you're going twice as fast as they are on their trail.
Awesome. We are totally going to catch up with them. Probably today.
In fact, you are later on that day. Let's say you stop for lunch, you eat, whatever, you keep going. So probably around 3 in the afternoon, Dr. Anna thinks, yeah, you're within probably a half an hour of them. Like if you jogged, you'd probably catch up to them in 15 minutes.
If I jogged, I'd probably catch up with them in 5 minutes.
If a normal person jogged.
Well,
if Captain Harrow's jogged.
We might want to go slowly so we can catch them by surprise.
I'll totally catch them by surprise if I'm running.
Investigation. Investigation from Dr. Anna. And actually, who else has investigation?
I do.
Anyone else who has investigation, please roll. And
Woo!
That sounds too much like work.
I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 13.
Okay. All right. Both of you technically failed, but this is what I would give you for free. The path you're following suddenly got twice as large.
Like a trail instead of a path.
Basically.
Interesting.
Take to the air and look and see what's ahead.
John Erlang turns into Erlang Shen and hops on his cloud and poof, flies up into the air. I guess this would be a reason perception roll.
All right.
And this is easy to find. And on that roll, I rolled craptacular. So You'd have to really go out of your way to not see this. Go ahead.
9.
Close. That's
I
terrible.
acuity.
That's terrible. All right, but you do see it. You skim over the treetops, looking hither and yon, and you see two guys tromping through the jungle, and with them is around a 12-foot tall stone statue that is kunk, 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 like walking along just behind them.
Okay.
They are not running away from it. It is accompanying them.
I will fly back down
I think they're playing with a deck of cards.
I'll fly back down with the rest of my team and go,
It's a deck of many cards.
out there, and they've got a stone golem.
What's the golem?
A walking statue.
Oh. Okay, well, now's my chance. Let me go up and go invisible and learn anything from these little fuckers.
So who to what now?
Yeah, I'll give let's go directions on where to find them.
Okay, so I'll shapeshift into something that's agile, more agile, less brawny, maybe that wolf shape again, and go invisible and catch up behind them within earshot, not too close.
Well, you hear them. You hear the noise of their passage before you see them.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's a giant. How tall is
Try
it?
not to get too close to that giant thing.
Well, they're all walking away from you. This is what it looks like.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, how tall did you say it was?
About 12 feet tall. About twice as tall as
so
the
they
person.
come up to like the waist.
They come up to about his waist.
Stone
Yeah.
wood.
Do you see my pointer?
Yep.
Yeah, right about there. That's how tall Isco is, standing next to it. It could
I don't see the pointer, but I
could
understand.
palm your skull and then pick you up by it,
Like I said, I'm not going to get too close.
like
to
a basketball. Just letting you know. Yeah, it is, and they are facing away from you, and they're not in a hurry. They're just kind of like tromping through the jungle, and it's following behind them. And they don't seem to be pressed for time. They're just strolling.
Are they talking at all?
Right.
Not this time, no.
It might be best to wait till they
Oh,
stop.
actually,
Yeah.
Isco. Thank you, Leslie, for suggesting that, because that reminded me of something. Isco, make a diplomacy roll, please. Presence.
Yep.
Plus 2 to 6.
Hold up here. Make it easier.
You need a 10.
I rolled an 11.
The two human guys, whose names I've forgotten, they don't matter. Carlos and Bruno.
That wasn't them, but okay.
No, it was like Jacob. One was Jacob.
I think the other one was Carlos. I think the other one was Carlos.
Carlos and Jacob. There you go. So
Okay.
Carlos and Jacob.
Yep.
As you follow along behind them, and I'm not even going to make you roll stealth because there is a literal 12-foot tall stone statue between them and you, going cromps, cromps, cromps through the forest. So they're not going to hear you unless you decide to play the saxophone or something. So, yeah. But as you're following and watching them, you're picking up on like nonverbal cues. They are pissed at each other. They are angry at each other. They are tired of having each other around. Have you ever been on a long trip with somebody, even somebody you love?
Like a road trip? Oh, yeah.
And
you can't wait to
man,
see
by
them.
day
Oh, yeah.
2, fuck that person. You've had enough of them. That's the vibe you're getting from these guys.
What I'd love to do, I'd love to like take one, like when one of them goes away to take a piss, to take him out, and then take his place as like the doppelganger. But I'll probably need help to do that to keep them quiet. So I'll run back to the group and I'll explain what I want to try to do. Well, I'll insinuate myself to learn what's going on.
Well, that's a little different than what I'd think of.
I have stealth and speed. he needs help, like getting it once he gets away.
Either do that, or I just continue to listen. They may end up talking because they're pretty pissed at each other right now.
I just figured we'd all take up sniper positions, and once the big rock guy's eliminated, the other two will be easy to handle.
Well, yeah, for sure, but I think they're up to something, so I won't figure out what that is.
So shoot them first.
I'm thinking take out the big rock guy first, but I can take on the big rock guy. Will you guys take out the other two?
I'm not talking about combat. I'm talking about trying to find what they're up to, because clearly they're working for somebody. Why are they with that stone thing, right?
It would be nice to see where they're going.
Exactly.
I assume they're headed to the hag.
Well, I'm not assume. I like to find out for sure.
Hang on a second. Let's find out. Brandon, take to the sky again. What's in front of these guys?
Jungle. Miles and miles of jungle.
Okay, guys, it's like wall to wall.
Into the hag, they're going to be a long time getting there.
One moment. This. Let me give you a visual aid, because maybe this will be helpful. Okay. Ack. I love Mars Attacks. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
such a great film.
You see Wongguo, right?
Yeah.
And you see the W of Wongguo? If you went like one more W past that, that's about where you are.
Okay.
And you're actually in like a little valley. There's like mountains, like actual mountains to your left, and then small mountains, probably technically mountains or maybe highlands to your right. So you're in kind of like a little curved valley right here.
Right. So
I see something called the floating mesa up there, which inclines me to understand that they're probably heading toward the hag, because the floating mesa is up there.
Yeah, but we don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know that yet. I'll see if I can continue to listen and see if I can learn anything.
Let's give you guys. Let's
going.
One moment. Let's give you guys the benefit of the doubt and say that you hypothesize that that's where the floating mesas would be, based on other things that the Black Spider said in the 6 months worth of emails back and forth with Edgelord. So that's your hypothesis about where the floating mesas would be. So,
right.
Which is, as it turns out, correct. But you don't know that yet.
At this rate, it's going to be a long trip.
Also, what are the chances that they tried to play a game of poker and ended up with a stone friend?
Sure.
I'm telling you, it's a deck of many things.
Yeah, the big guy with him might not be an escort. He might be an accident.
Okay, so who was doing what? Oh, John Erlang was scoping them out, right? What were you looking for? Oh, what was ahead of you? What's ahead of you is mountain directly ahead, so they're going to have to like shift to the north, because this map is not north up. It's kind of like north that way, or for you guys, I guess it's north that way, whatever. So they're going to have to shift north to kind of go around the great big mountain in front of you.
Okay.
And you, from your previous excursions, have determined that the mountain in front of you, its peak is actually higher than you can fly, because you will run out of air.
Damn. Okay. That's a high-ass mountain.
Yeah, it is. Well, way to the north, what is marked as the wall on the map, all that... let me share it again. Hang on. Because this is stuff you know because you were flying around. So I'll give it back to you again. Okay. Like, everything in orange, no oxygen. Yeah. It's too high.
Wow.
So that's not how the Earth normally works. Just
That's
letting you know.
How geology works. Oh, look, guys, it's impossible.
Well, that and the whole rotation thing, and then variable rotation, we'd probably all be dead the first time that happened. This is normal.
Yeah, the word impossible is starting to lose meaning.
All right.
So anyway,
I mean,
the peaks directly in front of you are higher. You have to fly around them, is what I'm saying. Of course, so would they. It's not like you can follow them up into it unless they brought breathing equipment.
Anyone who has ever ridiculed someone for saying the phrase "more impossible" owes an apology.
So I think I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back in invisible, still invisible, and I'm going to get within like maybe a person distance of either side. I don't care which one. I assume they're walking basically side by side.
Basically,
right?
I mean, there's like some personal space kind of between them, but basically.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to whisper. I'm actually going to whisper. I'm actually going to speak, but whisper. I knew we should have done that.
Okay, so you're invisible and you're whispering. Are you? I don't want to put ideas in your head, but are you trying to sound like one or the other of them?
Yeah.
What is your deal?
Yeah. Plus, maybe even if I'm not exactly like them, it's loud enough with the thing behind us, and they seem to be pissed off enough that I don't know that they're going to be that rational to know that it's not the other person, exactly the other person. And besides, I've heard them before.
This is true. You have. I mean, you played cards with them before.
Yeah.
All right then. Let's try a deception.
Yeah, like where you walk up.
Get close. I don't get perfect.
Oh wait, before I start rolling dice on that, anybody else chiming in on this plan or?
I didn't tell them I was doing this.
Yeah,
no, but it's really obvious when you run off ahead again. I mean, it's not like you can conceal that from them.
My plan is to shoot the big thing when given the chance.
That seems straightforward.
How
about
I want things to go wrong. So yeah.
How about Dr. Anna? What are you up to?
I don't know how well stealth and speed work together. When you get to a certain speed in the jungle, you're just making noise. So I don't know if I can keep up. You know, I can probably track them without them hearing me, but I don't want them hearing me.
It's stealth really isn't a factor due to the noise the stone statue thing makes.
Cool.
You're tiptoeing next to one of those big concrete tub rolly truck things. So it's no one's gonna hear you. Just letting you know.
Just gotta stay out of sight.
Yeah, it's like you're whispering at an Iron Maiden concert. So it's just not really a problem.
All right, so I'll go ahead and get up close, but stay out of sight and just keep track on them.
All right then. Great. So deception on behalf of Isco. Do your thing, Isco. And I'm gonna roll for both of them to see if they are suckers.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm trying to do it closer to one of them, so only one of them hears it. I don't really care which one.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah, not in between them on one side. I don't care.
Oh, okay. That's less fun when you do it like that.
Okay. 9. Oh, is that presence?
That'd
Deception?
be presence deception.
9.
That is more than you need. That guy, let's say it's Carlos, which is the black guy with the handlebar mustache. He turns and looks at the other guys. What the fuck does that supposed to mean? And the other guy says, what? I didn't say anything. It's like, you motherfucker. I know exactly what you said. You think I didn't hear you? And then they stop walking. And then the giant stops walking, which means it's quieter now. Well, other than they're yelling at each other. So potato. So, but the big stone giant just stops when they stop. And they start yelling at each other about whether this is a good idea or not, and...
While they're arguing, do I see the deck?
No, I mean, they've got like backpacks and not like they don't have backpacks per se, but like saddlebags, like slung over their shoulders and just like traveling rucksacks, like hobos in old cartoons, that kind of thing.
I'll just continue to observe.
All right. Well, this isn't really on you guys. This is on them to see how stupid and vocal they're being. All right. Carlos is just pissed at Jacob. Oh, you recognize Jacob, by the way. Anybody who was there the very first time one of Edgelord's gang came by to basically suss you out and see what was going on?
Oh yes, the guy I took the gun from.
You took his gun, you humiliated him, you wiped his memory. Michael wiped his memory, and
I've got something I can play with him with.
Actually, hang on a second.
If we end up having to talk to him, I'll take the 4 on that one.
There you go. I'll remind you what he looked like. He's a very Clint Eastwood, High Plains drifter looking guy. So, that's Jacob. Carlos looks more like, let's say, a younger Sam Jackson, but with a handlebar mustache. And so Carlos is like, what the fuck you mean? You know, you think this was my idea? This wasn't my idea. I think if we look around, there's one person whose idea this was, and it wasn't me, and it wasn't a big fucking stone man here either. And Jacob is just like, look, if you don't like it, you can go back to Tranquility right now. I'll go off on my own. I don't need you. I don't need anybody. I don't need this. I don't need you. I don't need nobody. It's like, oh, I think you do. Well, anyway, so they argue back and forth for a while. So what are you guys doing while they're arguing? Because this has been brewing for a couple of days, and they will argue for like a good solid half hour.
I think getting into a good sniper position.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, I'll let it go on until I figure I'm good and bored, Brandon.
Makes sense.
All right, enough of this. Fly down, and I'm going to try and knock the head off of the big stone giant. Fly down, I'm like, no!
Okay, it is a big stone. It is literally a stone golem. So,
yep.
All right then. Close combat brawn from you, and close combat brawn from the rolled 2 5s stone golem.
All right, close combat brawn, and actually I'm doing a strike. So.
All right then. We still had your brawn.
17.
But you also had your power level.
Yes, that's how I ended up with 17.
All right. Well, it rolled a 15, so you whack it hard, and there are cracks on the, like chips the size of Twinkies, like fly off of its neck as you, and then it doesn't really have a neck per se, but its upper body like turns in your direction, and the indentations where its eyes would be if it had eyes are aimed in your direction.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, everybody. Okay, give you that for free, but everybody roll reason perception. And the bad guys will as well. And I'll just roll once for them.
Okay.
We'll call that a 9 for them.
I rolled a 10.
Well, you go before they do.
9.
If you're rolling without perception, you're only rolling 1 dice, right?
Yep.
Okay.
If you don't have perception, you roll 1 die.
I maxed out my dice roll, so 9.
I have an 8, not maxing out.
I rolled crap. I only have a 5.
5, really? Wow.
I told you I rolled crap.
Can I rearrange you guys? I wonder if that's possible. Nope, I can't. That's annoying. It would be convenient.
I know. I tried to figure out how to do it myself when I was running.
It'd be handy, wouldn't it? Okay, Craig, what do you got?
I thought I'd always either start with you or with Leslie.
Who did we lose? We lost somebody. Donald.
Craig.
He was 10. Now he's gone.
I'll miss him.
Yeah. Donald, what do you got?
9.
Kieran was 5. Leslie was
8.
8. And John Erling was 9? 10?
10, I say.
10. All right. So let's go.
Oh, wait, Craig's back.
Okay, I'm back. I got a 10.
Okay, so you got Craig, then Lloyd, then bad guys, then Leslie.
No, Donald, he's 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Lloyd, then Donald, then bad
Yep.
guys, then
And
Leslie, then Kieran. Whew. Okay, so Erlang Shen comes down from the sky and with the ash wand something or other, pang, hacks at the neck-like region of the stone golem, and chunks of stone the size of Twinkies fly like chips. And it turns toward him. Craig, Isco, what you doing?
I'm going to take
Oh, god damn it! Hang on.
Jacob.
Hang
That
on.
was
Okay, I'm
the
back.
one
Yeah.
that came previously.
Yes.
Yes, I'm gonna take. While still invisible, I'm gonna take his bag.
grab his he's more of like a saddlebag kind of guy. So you're gonna grab his saddlebags and try to take them. All right then. This would be finesse. Do you have finesse?
Oh, absolutely, I do.
Agility, finesse.
Yep.
Versus his agility, close combat. We'll call it.
11. Wait, you say close combat? Oh,
No. For him, it's close combat. For you, it's
Okay.
finesse.
11.
By this much, like literally like moment. Oh wait, he can't see you, right?
Right.
So yeah, no, he cannot see you. So you get a bonus dice. Roll one more d6.
Oh, jeez. What did I say before? 11. So 16.
Yeah, it's not close. It's like you run over, you grab the saddlebags, you pull them up away, and he goes like this, and he looks around. Of course, by this time, the saddlebags are invisible because you're carrying them. They're just gone. He was holding saddlebags. They've got pulled off away from him, and now they're gone. So that's his day in a nutshell. All right, great. That's just awesome. Next to go, Leslie. No, wait. No, Lloyd. LL is Lloyd.
Lloyd and Donald.
Lloyd.
Well, I still
Generally.
got the stone in front of me, so I think I shall smite it again.
Mm-hmm. It has.
Still,
You have its attention.
good. Still flying in the air.
Mhm.
Float up to it and hit it again.
Whopping. I did not roll anywhere near as well this time.
I rolled a 14 this time.
Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, you didn't make it by 3, you made it by 2. So,
Yes.
and its head-like area goes like that to one side, and again, like a chunk the size of a Subway sandwich, flies out of its chest, neck-like area. So there's like a gap like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're hacking away at it.
It's like he's trying to take down a tree with an axe.
Very much like that. However, it does seem to still be focused on you. So
Right.
there's that. And next to come is Captain Harrows.
Yes. I shall snipe the big rock critter.
All right. Just so that we're aware, by this time, the bad guys, Carlos and Jacob, are aware that something is going on that is not themselves yelling at each other. So they're not quite to the point where they can do anything useful about it, but it has become obvious to them that things are shaken. All right, so Captain Harrows, do what you do.
Okay, do I get a bonus die for being in a sniper position?
What are you using to shoot at him with?
Blast.
No.
Okay.
If it makes you feel better, roll 2 ones. Can you beat a 7?
Well, I got a 10 on my dice,
Plus your agility, plus your
plus
power level.
my 3, plus 4 more, so 17.
All right, so 17 minus 7 is 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Are you shooting at him with some kind of steampunk blaster rifle kind of thing? Is that what's going on?
Megatron.
Oh,
I've got
robot
the robot.
hops up on your shoulder, transmorphs into some kind of ion cannon looking dealy, and there's like a and there's a blinding flare that is just like a very thin stream of ionized particles, but it's super, super bright. So when you blink, there's like this line across your vision. And when you can see again, and when John Erlang can see again, there is the stone golem, and then there's like this jagged neck-like structure, and then there's like no head. And it just kind of stands there because that's really all I can do. Next to go, bad
Dude, that
guys.
thing needs its own theme music.
What?
So that thing needs its own theme music.
Next to go, bad guys. Carlos. Let's see. I definitely see John Erlang. And I'm still blinking away the after image of the guy who shot the head off the stone golem. I'm disappointed that never got to attack anybody because that was a badass thing.
There's a reason why people target.
Why everybody attacks first?
Yeah, well, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's disappointing. All right. So, Carlos whips out pistols, aims them over at Captain Harrows. You say you were sniping position? Were you like in cover?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the after image of the line in my vision tells me where you are, but you still have cover. You still have cover, so you get a bonus die on your defense roll, which is, let's see, if you're sniping, so you'd be down, so you're probably prone. So that's another bonus die. So your agility plus 2d6 plus 2d6. I am not going to hit you. I think it's statistically very unlikely.
And, I do or do not use my expertise for re-rolling.
Every die you get, expertise applies to.
Okay. 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, there's
14,
bullets hit the dirt and the
14,
tree next to you, and the dirt in front of you, and the tree over there. It's like, but you are completely missed, and he like, but no, you are completely missed.
Yeah, the total number was 21.
That's enough. That's enough. So, bits of dirt fly, and maybe you get like a little dirt in your eye or something, but no, you're fine.
He was shooting at an after image.
Yeah, well, he is kind of half blinded by that anyway. So that was Carlos. Jacob. I don't know who took my saddlebags, but I do know who just, well, I'm not terribly bright. So I do know who just chopped the head off my stone golem, and that was you, John Erlang. So Jacob spins around, and it's got like one of those rifles with like the great big lever action, and he spins it around with the lever action, and it cocks, and aims it at John Erlang. So you need to do agility, range combat. I rolled really well. I rolled a 13.
I rolled a 13 also.
Which means he hit you. So
Bastard.
wait, you've the armor thing, so you get your agility plus your power level, right?
Oh yes. So I would have actually rolled a 17 then.
Okay. The bullet hits your armor.
The golden dragon jade.
Then falls right off. It pancakes right on your pauldron or whatever right here, and then just.
I'll tell you, the armor's got a name, son. This isn't crappy armor.
Right then. Well, I think the bad guys have. That was. I don't want to jinx it, but I think that was their chance.
Yep.
To have an impact, because I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't think they're going to be up the next time their action comes.
Yeah.
So
because I
still haven't gone yet.
Leslie,
Yeah.
Leslie goes. Michael, what you doing?
I get to go?
You do, Karen. Dr. Anna goes after Michael.
Oh, sorry.
I'm next, though. And I am the sniper. Not only do I have ranged combat as an expertise, but I'm a sharpshooter.
Yeah, that just gives you extra range, but okay.
So, yeah, I'm aiming for one of the bad guys. I think I'll aim for Jacob.
All right.
I get to re-roll my rolls. And what am I adding? I'm adding agility.
You are, yes.
What do I get for the sharpshooter?
For that just increases your range. That doesn't do anything for damage.
Oh, okay.
But you do get the rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check.
Rifle's 100 meter.
Yeah, so the range is not an issue, so you don't get anything for sharpshooter. But for the rifle itself, you get. Would this be a sporting rifle or a heavy rifle? I'm thinking heavy rifle.
Yeah.
Sporting rifle is like a AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy rifle is like a 30-06.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking 3. So add 3.
So our total comes now to about 14.
Jesus. Okay. Well, you needed 10. You needed 10 to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And 14 means 10, 11, 12, 13 means 2 endurance. So, blam! It's a solid hit. And, like, rocks him back a bit, but he's not off his feet exactly. But you definitely hit him, like, somewhere in the torso, and it hurt a great deal, and he's going to be very sad later. So, Dr. Anna.
Okay, I'll shoot the other guy.
Carlos.
Arrow, blast. I also sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter just gives you distance. So
probably don't need that. All right.
He rolled suckitude. So roll some. So your arrow is actually a blast. So it's your agility and your power level plus 2d6.
All right. 7 plus 6 is 13.
Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so the arrow, like, he's like, blam, 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 at Captain Harrow's. There's like a twang, and he, like, turns toward you. Harrow hits him dead center of the chest, lifts him off the ground, and impales him on a tree, and his feet are like 6 feet off the ground.
I'm just...
And he's like, they're impaled in this tree. His feet are way off the ground, and he's just kind of like, ugh. He's no longer functional.
So Jacob gets a morale roll.
Jacob.
We'll see what happens. All right, coming back around again, we have Isco. What you doing, buddy?
I look in the saddlebags and see if I find the deck.
You got a 50-50 chance. You want to roll? You want me to roll? 2 bags. It's one or the other. 50-50. Let's see. Less than 11.
He did.
Okay.
He did
Yes.
mine,
You flip it open. You dig around. There's like some beef jerky. There's a canteen, and there is a. You're just tossing it. And there is something wrapped in a silk scarf, roughly the size of a pack of cards.
That looks about right. I pull it out and I point it at the stone. Is the stone golem still up?
Up. It's not moving, but it's standing.
Nah, never mind then. Too late. Found him. I become visible.
Right then. Lloyd, General
I will
just
try.
in case you have any doubts, the stone golem has stopped moving.
Okay. Looks like everything else is pretty much well in hand, right?
Well, Jacob still has guns and a rifle in his hand, and
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's actually been hurt yet. So.
Yes, he has
Yeah.
2 points.
Oh wait. Yes, he's been
Points
shot
on him.
once, but he's up.
Okay. Well, in which case, I'll fly over and just do a martial strike on him.
All right.
Just go over there and punch his lights out.
Wow. You roll really well. Wait, is this close combat?
Yes.
He attempts to block with the rifle. And rolled really well.
Only rolled a 10.
He blocks with the rifle. So that's pretty cool. Captain Arrows.
Okay. Would it be diplomacy or manipulation to tell him to give up?
Probably a little bit of both.
Like I step out with Megatron formation pointed at his face.
With little Kirby
And
dots
say-
glowing in the air around it. Zzz.
Yeah.
Manipulation. Probably more manipulation.
Just
That seems like a
put it
manipulation
down,
thing.
Yeah.
son.
Manipulation.
Just put it down and you'll go home standing.
And
Point
presence.
at the guy being held up by an arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dramatic. Presence manipulation.
Presence manipulation. Oh, I'll use ultra power of super presence by the fact that I'm holding a glowing ion cannon at his face. Does that work?
Well, that's technically legal. All right, sure. Add your power level to it.
Technically legal. Kind of mean, but technically legal.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but okay. Do you beat 5?
Oh, well, 7 on the dice, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 with the power.
Okay, he has blocked Chunderling's martial strike, and he sees people coming out of the woods all around him, and these are the people who took down Edgelord a week ago. And his stone golem is headless, and Carlos is impaled on a tree. And okay, it's kind of like the rifle's much bigger than this, but he's like hold up his hands like this, and drops the rifle, and he's like, all right, you got me. Why are you here? And he's got like a thick Mexican accent, which I'm not going to do because it's going to sound like the Frito Bandito. But he's a very thick Mexican. His English is actually very, very good. It's colloquialisms and everything. He just sounds like Cheech Marin. So he's like, so why are you here?
Why did you steal the deck of cards?
Why do you care? Wasn't yours?
Because the general asked us to retrieve the deck of cards for him. You know, the guy who runs the town that you stole it from?
I'll take your word for that. Can I put my hands down?
Sure, go ahead.
Puts his hands down. Ugh.
So why'd you steal them?
It was part of a deal.
Tell us about this deal.
Wow. Okay, let me see how stupid I'm feeling today. Hang on. Hi means I answer truthfully. My reason is 1. And I roll a 12. 11 plus 1 is 12. That's actually not too bad. So he's like, you can see him thinking about lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see him realize that although his preference is to lie to you, he can't really think of a good reason to. And this is actually most obvious to Isco, because this is Isco knows these kinds of people. This
I'm watching closely.
The lying is just the go-to move, but he's surrounded. You took out a guy way tougher than he is in an afternoon, and then went and had beers. So he knows he can't do anything to you, and you've killed his buddy and blown the head off his stone golem. So the lying, he just doesn't see an upside. So he process of elimination, tell you the truth. That's kind of the thought processes. It doesn't make him happy. It's just what he's left with. All right. So he says, all right, the deal. All right. Edgelord had a contact called the Spider. The Spider wanted weird stuff, magic stuff, witchcraft, that kind of thing. So we heard that there was a warlock, a wizard, a witch in the Chinaman city, and everybody knows where he lived. Everybody knew. So, and he's not subtle. He's easy to follow. So we snuck into town. We waited for him to leave his house. We looked for stuff, and we know the Spider has a castle or something, like in King Arthur times,
Right.
and somewhere west of here. So we figured we'd take the stuff, go there, and maybe have a better shot at being somebody than we were in town, because that you guys ruined.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I'll look past him to where Isco is, say, well, gather up the magician's stuff, and as far as I'm concerned,
I'm right here. Put them in my pocket.
Oh yeah,
well.
there's other stuff in the saddlebags. There's like a
The
jade.
card.
There's
I
like
got
a
the card,
jade
whatever.
tea set, and there's like a carving out of ivory of like a dragon, like a Chinese dragon carved out of ivory, and then there's like a rolled up tapestry, or rather a painting of some kind. There's other stuff in addition to the cards.
Detect magic. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
you find a secret door.
Shit.
Well, I guess I'll just carry the saddlebags. I still have it. I hope I didn't pop any of the other important stuff out, just like the food and water.
No, you just toss the stuff that was obviously ordinary.
Okay.
Okay. As far as I'm concerned, we're done here. We can go back and
I want to know where he picked
And
up.
I have to go to bed soon, so
We're almost done.
Yeah.
Donald said what?
I want to know where he picked up his stony friend.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we were playing with the cards. We got some cards. He had them hidden in like a pedestal, and we flipped up the cards and flipped one up, and there it was, and it just followed us around after that. So
told you it's a deck of many things.
Okay, so it wasn't sent by the Spider to assist you.
not as far as I know.
I don't see the Spider knowing. It doesn't seem to know about this going on.
Yeah, no, I don't think Seymour's got a clue either.
all right. As far as I'm concerned, we're gonna just let this guy go. He's pretty much on his own at this point.
Hey, you're welcome to keep going to the Spider. He's looking for humans to experiment on.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Maybe we should have told him that.
What do you mean experiment on?
I don't know. It was just it was noted in one of his messages that we saw. Yes.
Well, you guys got me. I mean, what happens if I go back to town?
I have no idea.
Well, everyone will know that you're a thief
Mm.
and probably treat you accordingly.
That seems legit. Anything else?
So if you want to go back, if you want to go back to Tranquility, I suggest you report to Rose to work for Marcus. Otherwise, I wouldn't go back to town if I were you.
Oh God, that guy. The guy doesn't talk.
Well, that's choice. Be useful or go away.
Or I suppose you could go to the town full of Chinese people. I'm sure they're forgiving.
That qualifies as go. Oh, right. Like they're gonna welcome him. That'd be worse, probably. Or you can chance it out here alone.
Or you could head on up to visit the Aztecs and get your heart cut out. That's always an option.
How do they like sacrificing?
I'm convinced. I surrender. Take me in.
No, that's the bad part, son. We're not going to take you in. Good luck. Pat him on the shoulder.
Wait, what?
Here for the cards and other things you stole, sir.
Yeah, we've got to return this stuff.
You can't just leave me here in the jungle.
We were asked for the stuff, not the person.
And if we take you back, you probably best want us to take you back to the town, our town, not the town we're heading to
Yeah,
first.
you don't know. You don't want to go where we're headed right now.
There is a possibility that exists. A couple of us, as you know, do fly. A couple of us can go back to town with our friend here and turn him over to the sheriff. It's only fair. And the rest of the others can go to the Chinese town and return the cards.
That seems fair to me.
Of course.
Just a thought.
Well, I didn't steal anything from anybody in the town, so it's not like they would even mind, really.
That was a town.
No, the real town.
It
Tranquility.
wasn't like you were the best person to be around either.
You,
Yeah.
Edward and all that.
If he gets turned over to the sheriff, then the sheriff can actually put him forcefully into the hands of Marcus. He'll have no choice in the matter.
Yeah, if somebody steals from my friend, I still know that they're a thief.
I don't think that's a good idea because Marcus doesn't have time to watch a conscript. He needs to do it of his own free will, or don't bother.
That's what do you do? Because Leslie needs to go to bed.
Yes.
oh, one of us could probably take him back.
Yeah, if John Erlang wants to fly him back to Tranquility to sit in a cell until we get back and decide his fate.
To be perfectly honest, I'd be more willing to take him back to the Chinese town.
Oh yeah, and let him seal it and
let them determine what to do with him. He's the one they stole from.
Pick one.
Besides, one of my motivations is justice. Anyway, I want to see this guy pay for his crime.
He is pretty unrepentant. He basically sees being captured as just a cost of doing business. It won't change his behavior.
Fair enough. Let's see what the Wongguo
Take
do.
him to the Chinese, then, I guess.
So
Yep, take him back with us.
you guys beat feet and or jetpacks back to Wongguo. All right, great. You get back. By this time, General Hu has arrived with his troops, his entourage, which is only a tiny part of the troops protecting the town. Just so we're clear.
Of course, they take your whole army and leave the town undefended.
Right. On the way back, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that I can palm one of these cards, but realize probably not smart because I may do something unintentional. So I'm not gonna.
Hey, keep it.
Really
These cards that summoned a stone golem, dude.
Exactly.
It is not difficult at all to steal a card if that's what you want.
I want to steal a card, but not I don't want to activate it. That's the thing.
I wouldn't. If it is a true deck of many things, you can steal something bad. Just don't do it.
I've seen other versions. Yeah, they're all.
I have a complication called impulsive, so I would probably do it anyway.
Yeah.
Really? All right then. Roll. Do you have D100 on you?
I do actually somewhere here.
Percentile dice would do it.
Oh, that's right. Good point. 40. 40. Just one.
Weird.
Just one.
So some of you are running, some of you are flying.
Yes.
Or being carried.
Or being carried. Okay. Well, you're going at a pretty good clip, right? So somewhere between out there in the jungle and Wongguo, you're just flying and or running along or jetpacking along, and then all of a sudden, all of the shrubs and trees and palm trees around you come to life and start reaching toward you in a grasping, aggressive, we want to absorb your nutrients kind of way.
Deck of many things.
But it only lasts a split second because then you're past it and they're back there.
Okay.
And back behind you, you see trees doing this.
And
Weird place, isn't it? Who knows?
to be honest, Brandon, it seems entirely normal.
Exactly. It's a weird place. Who knows?
Pure coincidence.
70 kilometers per hour speed.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you guys. Well, that's the benefit of going so fast through the jungle. Is just you turn everything around you into awakened plant monsters, and then you're gone. And then they're like, where'd they go? Right then, you get back to Wongguo. You turn Jacob over to General who turns him over to a magistrate, who puts him in a cell and will probably have him executed. So, the only people who will intuit that from the conversations that ensue would be Captain Harrows and Dr. Anna and John Erlang, because you'll pick up like, oh yeah, okay, a thief. Oh, he stole from Moshishi. Well, yeah, I guess he'll be, and then some colorful phrase for fertilizing the garden on Tuesday. So
You'll get one of the many deaths of whatever.
yeah.
We'll soon go and meet his gods.
I mean, that will only be a problem if any of you want to interfere. Does anybody want to stop them from executing the guy?
Nope. Want to get the
Captain Harrows or Dr. Anna?
Nope.
No real need. He could have turned himself over to experimentation like a proper person, but no.
Right then. Well, you don't see him get executed. You're just reasonably certain he's going to be day after tomorrow. Anyway, so I guess you turn over the playing cards and the JT set and so. Moshishi is very grateful. He's impressed and grateful. And particularly John Erlang, he says, "You are really something. We will have to have a magical duel and see who is truly the greatest sorcerer in Wongguo.
Well,
But not today."
But technically, I'm not a sorcerer.
Really? But you fly in a cloud and you
Yes.
clearly have magical powers.
Yes, I do. But I'm not a sorcerer.
Go there.
I will think on this. In the meantime,
Good for you.
I guess you guys just head back to Tranquility. At which point we can call it a night, and
Hey.
that'll be that. Do. Wow. Any last thoughts before we stop this?
I'm curious, is there anything specific, like a difference between regeneration and healing, other than what's written down?
Not really, no.
Okay, one you heal, one you can heal people, and the other one you just heal faster.
That's correct.
Okay. Figuring I'd keep getting into fights with giant stone monsters and ant people and things like that, I might want to figure out a way to get my endurance kick back up faster.
Yeah.
Could be wise. Could be useful. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, everybody get an experience point. Yay!
That's exactly what I was hoping for.
There you go.
I'm still accumulating before I decide to spend.
I know
It's
exactly
a
what I
whoosh. You say it was Wushu? Is that
Who?
the sorcerer guy?
Moshu Shi is his name.
Wushu Shi.
Moshu Shi.
Okay. Wushushi.
He's a Taoist wizard.
He doesn't seem to be concerned that some cards are missing.
He didn't count them.
Okay.
He handed
I'm
them
not
back.
worried,
He wrapped them up in the silk and tucked them in a pocket.
Besides, there's one missing anyways because it turned into a stone golem or something.
They're actually, before you got there were two missing actually. So
Okay.
you just don't know what
There we
is
go.
for.
Perception.
Yes,
There.
ditto.
Now I'm actually going to be able to go in a reasonable time without rolling 6.
Marvelous. So everybody gets one experience, and now we will wrap. Okay, one. Anything else?
That's a total of 2 now, right?
Yes.
We should be 42-point characters.
Yes.
Well, like I said, I'm waiting to spend mine until.
Yeah.
Totally up to you. All right. This has been Pirates of the Mesozoic. This is great. With Craig Smith, Tunnel Von Griffin, Karen Torres, Leslie Denneberger, Lloyd Montgomery, and me, the GM, Brenda Blackmore. Yep. I got nothing. You guys have a good night. I'll see you next
Good night,
Tuesday.
everybody. I'm going to get this really weird.
Night.
Good night.